All right, hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are taking a deep dive into traditional Chinese medicine, specifically for folks who are dealing with infertility and maybe have had a few IVF cycles that haven't worked out the way they'd hoped.
Yeah, it can be such a difficult journey.
It really can. So today we are exploring how TCM might be able to help.
Yeah, from what I've read, TCM seems to have a really unique approach to fertility.
Right, it's like a totally different way of thinking about it than what you usually hear about, in Western medicine.
Exactly. It's not just about addressing the symptoms.
Yeah, so before we get into the specifics, maybe you could just give us a little overview of what TCM is all about.
Sure. So TCM is a holistic system of medicine that has been practiced in China for thousands of years.
Well, thousands, really.
Yep. And it's based on the idea that our bodies are interconnected systems
Makes sense.
and that everything needs to be in balance in order for us to be healthy.
Okay. And so how does that relate to fertility?
Well, TCM views fertility as a reflection of our overall health and well-being.
So it's not just about the reproductive organs themselves.
Right. It's about the whole person.
Okay, so it takes into account things like
Like our diet, our stress levels, our sleep habits.
our emotional well-being, all of that.
Exactly. All of those things can play a role in our fertility.
And so when someone is struggling to conceive, a TCM practitioner would look at all of those factors
Exactly.
to try to identify any imbalances that might be contributing to the problem.
Right. They might use a variety of techniques to address those imbalances, such as acupuncture, herbal medicine, dietary, and lifestyle changes.
Gotcha. So let's talk a little bit about some of those specific techniques.
Sure. So acupuncture is a really well-known TCM technique that involves inserting thin needles into specific points on the body.
I've heard it can be really helpful for fertility.
Yeah, there's actually some evidence to suggest that it can improve egg quality, regulate hormones, and increase blood flow to the reproductive organs.
That's amazing.
And then herbal medicine is another really important aspect of TCM.
Right, and it's becoming increasingly popular.
It is. People are really interested in natural ways to support their health.
Yeah, so how does herbal medicine work exactly?
Well, TCM herbal formulas are typically made up of a combination of different herbs that work together synergistically.
What does synergistically even mean?
It basically means that they enhance each other's effects.
So the herbs are more powerful together than they would be on their own?
Exactly. And these formulas are really carefully crafted to address specific imbalances in the body.
I know there's some concern about whether or not herbal medicines are safe, especially when you're trying to conceive.
Yeah, that's definitely a valid concern. And it's really important to work with a qualified practitioner who uses high-quality herbs that have been tested for purity and potency.
Okay, so don't just go buying random herbs online.
No, definitely not.
And I know there's a place called the Berkeley Center that specializes in TCM for fertility.
Yeah, I've read a bit about them.
They seem to have a really comprehensive approach.
Right. They do a really in-depth initial consultation where they take a detailed medical history and really get to know the patient.
Oh, wow. So how long does that usually take?
Like an hour and a half?
An hour and a half. That's a lot more than you usually get with a regular doctor.
It is, but they really want to understand the whole picture of what's going on.
That makes sense. I mean, like we were saying, TCM is all about looking at the whole person.
Exactly. And then based on that consultation, they create a personalized herbal formula for the patient.
So it's not like, a one-size-fits-all approach.
No, every formula is unique.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they also provide ongoing support throughout the patient's journey.
Oh, that's great. So they don't just give you the herbs and then say good luck.
Right. They do regular follow-up consultations to monitor progress and make any necessary adjustments to the formula.
I know a lot of people are wondering about the time frame for seeing results with TCM. Like, how long does it typically take?
Well, it really varies depending on the individual and their specific situation. But generally speaking, TCM practitioners recommend giving it at least 3 to 4 months to see optimal results.
So it's not like a quick fix.
No, it's about making gradual changes over time to support the body's natural healing process.
And that time frame makes sense because it takes about 3 months for an egg to mature.
Right. So it's really about working in harmony with the body's natural rhythms.
Well, I think this has been a really fascinating look at TCM and how it can be used to support fertility.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an approach worth considering.
Especially if you've been struggling with infertility and haven't found success with other methods.
Absolutely. And I think one of the key takeaways is that
What is it?
it's that our bodies are complex and interconnected, and there are many factors that can contribute to infertility.
Right. So it's important to look at the whole picture and address any underlying imbalances.
rather than just focusing on symptoms.
Exactly, and TCM offers a really holistic way to do that.
It does, and I think it's also important to remember that everyone's journey is different.
That's so true.
And what works for one person might not work for another.
Right, so it's important to find what works best for you.
And to be patient with yourself.
Yeah, because it can be a long and challenging journey.
It can, but there is hope.
There is definitely hope, and I think TCM offers a lot of promise for people who are struggling with infertility.
I agree. It's a really valuable tool to have in your arsenal.
Absolutely. So if you're intrigued by what you've heard today,
Yeah, if this has sparked your interest at all.
we definitely encourage you to do some more research and maybe even consult with a TCM practitioner.
Yeah, see if it might be a good fit for you.
You never know. It could be the missing piece you've been searching for.
That's a great way to put it.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you found this deep dive helpful,
And informative.
and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.
See ya!